Hello, this is Ankita and today we are going to study about the cell theory. Let's have definition of cell. Cell is defined as a unit of biological activity delimited by a selectively permeable membrane. Right? Cell is defined as a unit of biological activity, that is all the biological activities, either respiration, digestion, uh, any process, any biological activity that is performed by a living organism, that is performed, the unit of those all functions is cell, and it is delimited by a selectively permeable membrane that is known as plasma membrane. It is selectively permeable because it allows movement of only some particular components. It won't allow all the components to enter, even it won't allow all the components to enter anytime, right? It is selectively permeable, that it will allow entry of only some particular components inside the cell. And there is another definition, that is cell is a structural and functional unit of a living organism. As I have told you in my earlier video, that cell is the structural and functional unit of a living organism, because all the structures of a living organism or all the functions of a living organism, they all have a cell as their unit. Cell is that unit which is going to perform all the functions and used to going to make a structure of that particular living organism, right? So cell is the structural and functional unit of living organism. Here I have told you about some discoveries related to cell. The first one is Robert Hooke in the year 1665. He discovered cell in a thin slice of bottle cork. This is bottle cork, right? And this is Robert Hooke in the year 1665. He discovered a cell in the thin slice of bottle cork, and those cells were not living on that time because they were not having cytoplasm with them. That is, the cells which have cytoplasm within them, only they are living. Otherwise, the cells which are not having cytoplasm, of course, they are not living. So the cell that he discovered in the year 1665, that was a non-living cell. Now the point is this, that who discovered the living cell, right? So here Antony van Leeuwenhoek in the year 1674, he discovered a living cell by using his own microscope. He was a Dutch scientist and he used to make his own microscopes. By using those microscopes, he analyzed first living cell by himself, right? So he is known for discovery of first living cell in the year 1674. This is Purkinje, who scored the cytoplasm as the living matter of a cell in the year 1837. This guy called the cytoplasm as a living matter of cell, because how will you differentiate that the cell is living or not? So you can differentiate the cell on the basis of presence of cytoplasm, that if it is having cytoplasm or if it is not having cytoplasm. So the cell which is with a cytoplasm is living, and the cell which is not having cytoplasm is non-living. That is why the cell that Robert Hooke discovered in the year 1665, that was a non-living cell, right? And here are the two great scientists. There's a M.J. Schleiden, botanist, and Theodore Schwann, zoologist. These both guys used to they both gave the cell theory in the year 1839. They both gave cell theory in the year 1839. M.J. Schleiden and this Theodore Schwann, right? They did discovery of this cell theory. They gave this cell theory parallel on their individual discoveries. They didn't work simultaneously, they didn't work together. They worked in their different laboratories and they submitted it at the same time. So they worked parallelly in different labs and they gave this cell theory in the year 1839. Here is the cell theory. The first point is that all the organisms consist of one or more cells, right? All the organisms living, they are consist of either one cell, that is they are unicellular, or they will have more than one cell, that is they could be multicellular. As I have told you that prokaryotes are always unicellular, and while eukaryotes, they could be unicellular or multicellular, both, right? So organisms consist of one or more cells. They will consist of one or more cells, right? Now the second point is cell is the structural and functional unit of life. As I have told you in the definition that cell is the structural and functional unit of life. This is the second point of cell theory. All cells arise from pre-existing cells by division only, right? So the division could be mitotic, that could be meiotic, but the cells will arise from pre-existing cell only. They cannot arise by themselves. There is no abiogenesis like thing. They will arise always from the pre-existing cell only, right? Energy flow occurs within the cell, so they require flow of energy for performing various activities which are required for the survival of that particular living cell. So they have energy flow within the cell. In case of eukaryotes, there is mitochondria which leads to production of energy, while in case of prokaryotes, they do not have mitochondria. So bacterial plasma membrane itself act as the mitochondria and lead to production of ATP and lead to production of energy, right? So energy flow occur within the cell. Cells contain hereditary information which is passed from one cell to another. Cells contain hereditary information, that is DNA, that is hereditary information which carries genetic information from one generation to another, right? So that is carried by DNA. All the cells have basically similar chemical compositions. Similar chemical compositions, that is all the cells must contain water, salt, sugar, some proteins, some ions, some cations. These all things are always present in all the type of cells, right? This is a sort of chemical composition that is required by all the cells, right? There's a different thing that some may have different organelles, some may have different proteins for their functioning, but it is the compulsion that they have similar chemical composition, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So here my video ends. If you have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.